Hi guys, it's Haifa. I'm one of the judges of the Kouture project in the UAE. I just picked up my camera and started traveling to different countries, started traveling around the world. So I then became as a YouTuber, traveler, and a TV host. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. What I do is YouTube and social media all the time as my full-time job. I love the fashion in the UAE because it's very diverse. You can see that there's different cultures behind it and people still get creative. I love when people go to Satwa, get their own fabric, make it with a tailor. I grew up with tailors like around my house, and I also developed that passion to make my own outfits so I can express through them. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I love the fashion here. What I liked best about growing up in Dubai, is that done okay for you? Okay. What I liked best about growing up in Dubai is the diversity. The fact that I could say hello and thank you to so many people in so many different languages, and I can make so many friends in the street. I just love strangers so much. I love talking to people. So that's pretty fun, yeah. So, I never used to get negative comments, but then suddenly I started getting some negative comments. I grew up on social media. It's been like 7 years for me. So if I do any change or people suddenly are not used to what I like now, they would give their opinion. Basically what I do is I take it as a chance to grow and to study human behavior, to study society, and I work a lot on my mental health. I love that question. Who inspires me? Let me say my grandmother. She's that beautiful mix of being a strong and super kind woman. Like her strength, her strongest muscle was her heart and her hand. Her hand, because she would give a lot, and her heart, because it was open and so many people can sit in there, you know? I also love Frida Kahlo, and how she turned her pain into art and how she was unique. Like, she still lives through her art till today. Also my mother. I like Oprah, like Alicia Keys, a little bit of Beyonce. It is so important to remember who you are, not to forget who you are by just following the crowd, because every one of us has such a unique gift to who they are, and forgetting about it is forgetting a lifetime. We need to actually feel uncomfortable until we feel comfortable with who we are. So I acknowledge that sometimes it's not easy to be like the odd fish or something. I was always different than my cousins, my family. But then because I just own it, everyone's like, okay, and they just accept it. So actually, what's interesting is that when I used to work in TV for 3 constant years, whenever anyone would meet me and ask me what I want to do or be, not every single person, but a lot of people would tell me, oh, don't ever think about it, you're never going to make it in front of the camera. Maybe pretend to be from another country or change how you dress. And I didn't want it because I don't know how not to be myself, even if I try. So then I quit TV, and then because no one gave me a show, I gave myself that show with my camera, and I'm like, I'm so used to seeing so many people work so hard on a show. But then I was like, can I be a one-man show? Before YouTube even was a thing, especially in the Arab world. And I said, let me try. And I just did it with fun and passion and joy, and so much curiosity. And I think that was the ingredient to what helped me succeed. It was like just a lot of joy. And then I became not afraid of rejection. I understood that a no is a yes to something else. It's meant to push you somewhere else. It's a U-turn. But if we take the no so personally, the no will control us, it'll stop us. And it's very, very normal to get rejected when we also know that we're in peace with our journey. Like Steve Jobs got rejected from his own company. So many people did, they just kept going. We need to keep going and get creative with the solution. Sustainability is such a big topic for me, and sometimes I feel so bad because I feel like I'm not perfect there and I want to try harder. Like, one of my dreams is to be like plastic free or like not use plastic ever, but I always like acknowledge that I'm not perfect. However, it's like just little changes that we can all do, like, you know, not trash. It really touches me when I see these photos or videos on Instagram of like a fish, when they open the fish's tummy, they find plastic. I'm like, that could have been me. Like, we can't imagine eating plastic, and if it doesn't taste good, then it doesn't. Anyway, Mother Earth, I think of Mother Earth as my mother, and nobody throws garbage on their mom. We all want to take care of our moms. So it's the same kind of relationship. And Mother Earth has been so generous to us. How can we not? Like, how can we not say thank you? How can we not be generous and caring back? I think one of the biggest risks I've done professionally was at the start when I quit my full-time job, and it wasn't comfortable. You're not gonna get that regular payment. And even though I was broke, by the way, for the whole year, like first year, I remember wanting to buy coffee and I couldn't afford it, and I didn't want to ask my family because I wanted to make my own money. So I remember that, but it taught me so much. Now every time I can afford coffee, it tastes, 3 times better. I'm like, yeah. One of the proudest moments of my career and highlights is hosting the Nobel Peace Prize concert on YouTube. So Conan O'Brien was hosting the actual concert, and I was hosting it, live streaming it to the world via YouTube, and I got to interview some of the biggest stars, stand with them. They showed us the room where they choose every year who do they want to give this award to. I just felt very chosen and very honored, and such a big responsibility. I got to speak about my channel, Fly with Haifa, in front of the whole world. It was insane. I still can't believe it. Oof, I just love chocolate crepe a lot. I can't stop eating. I love food way too much. Like, you cannot tell me to be on a diet, because then I'll think of everything possible to eat to break that diet. End up gaining more weight. So ever since I was young, and I want everyone listening to this to kind of reflect on their own self and body. Where do you feel that your power is in your body? I felt that my power is in my voice. I like to use my voice to talk about it, and then powered by some imagination or creativity. I used to daydream a lot. So it makes me wanna creatively give my voice to topics that I think are important. My first advice for all the contestants, everybody with a dream and color and imagination and talent in your head, I can feel it, I can feel you, is first to have fun. Don't underestimate the power of fun and joy. Play some music, don't take it too seriously, because when you have a lot of fun, then your creativity can flow. And if you're scared, don't worry about it, hug yourself, talk to somebody about it, and just keep going. Embrace the fear, because it's a part of the journey. And believe in yourself a lot, and know that you have something so special about you, and just keep going. Just don't give up. It's like you don't understand the language of giving up. No, just keep getting up every time. Creativity is very important for young people because it's one of the languages of expression. And we need to feed that within our students. Like, everyone's creativity is a gift given by God to the world, to us. We need your creativity. Your creativity is not just for you, it's for all of us. And I feel like schools should creatively feed that creativity and discover it in their students, help them discover it. It's where hidden talents are as well. I think my biggest struggle so far has been being physically tired, because I've been traveling for like 7 full years. So sometimes I feel like I'm tired, but also finding a full-time team that is always with you. That was a bit challenging, but also maybe a gift in disguise, because I change a lot and then I like being free and working with different creatives. But definitely hiring a team. Anybody who has a business or is an entrepreneur knows that is one of the toughest things, to like run a team. I shut my phone. Actually, I just got a great idea recently when my phone died, finally, and I danced. So when I dance, I get a lot of ideas. Energy flows. And being in nature, sometimes just sitting in a coffee shop and just observing. Observing gives me a lot of ideas, and listening. Just sitting with my mom and her friends and the neighbors and just listening to them, and I'm like, this could be a video. I actually really want to take salsa classes. I just really want to dance more and more and more. And I get lazy. The topic of food wastage and gender waste is very important because of two things. It talks to us about consumption. How much do we consume and think we need as human beings? And sometimes it might get greedy not to think of others or the environment. And also getting creative with, if we have some waste, what to do with it, repurpose it, cook something out of it, share it with somebody, recycle it, give it away. It just becomes a conscious cycle when we think of it. Because like I said, we can't be perfect, but we can try. Yeah, I have a little tip for being on stage. Just remember that everybody makes mistakes and everybody's actually so simple. Like, I like to imagine the whole crowd dancing or in their pajamas. So it just kind of humbles everyone. And people just want to see you having fun. If they just see you enjoying it, they'll enjoy it. People are not as harsh as we think or judgmental. Just enjoy it. I love the idea because it's actually couture. It shows how we can take sustainability to such a high level of fashion. It's not sad, it's not, not cool. It made it really cool and something very creative and that I would want to wear. It's bold as well, I love it. And I was very lucky to see a fashion show of it live. I'm just hoping to see a lot of bold creativity, limitless creativity. I want to hear our generation speak so loudly. I don't want to see hesitation in the design. I want to see them going all the way for it. It's courageous, yeah. Music choice on the runway is super important. It can switch the mood. Yeah, I remember seeing also a runway that was a dance, like a dance fashion show. It was really beautiful. But yeah, music on the runway is so important because it's another language. We have the language of fashion, and then we have the language of music. And if they go hand in hand, win-win. To be honest, I wish as a kid that there was anyone to teach me or give me the platform to be very creative and also teach me about sustainability in a place where I'm going to learn about education. Like, what is education if I'm not getting educated about life? If I can't experiment with my own talents and be inclusive with my classmates and then just see everyone, flying with art. I want to see that. I wish I had Jean Couture classes in my own school. I think it would have been my favorite class. It's my go, be free, while having fun and while learning about being a conscious human being and ethical. We're giving so many messages out there, and that's what the school system should be about. Preparing us for the future, for the present. Things that I can actually remember, things that make me discover things about myself, not kill creativity in me. I'm feeling so honored, really so honored to be one of the judges, and I love my fellow judges. I've learned so much from them. Everyone is so important, doing their own thing, followed their own dream, and I hope we can give this energy to all the dreamers that we're going to meet soon and that are gonna be a part of that amazing project. And it's such a big deal for me to be a part of this first year, and hopefully I can be a part of it every year.